And I know a lot of listeners will probably be doing the same, but you said there's this transition that we don't use cash, or we're progressively going towards a society where having cash is almost a luxury in some regards. And we were saying before we started, the pandemic, there was almost this association that, having cash and using and paying you with your coins and your notes was somehow going to contaminate and give people COVID. And then you saw businesses just stop using it. And there was a lot of other issues behind going away from it, but there was this adoption of just digital currencies and just Apple Pay, really, politely, and just doing things that way. I mean, where are you seeing that impacting, I guess, where we're going in the future? Will cash still have a place? Are we going down this path of crypto taking more of a spotlight? Are we going to always have a blend? I mean, it's hard to say. And, the scariest thing I think, which is not related to cash, but, government controlled currencies, which is just a terrifying reality to think about. But I mean, where are we heading, and where do you see us sort of progressing towards?
It's weird because I think we need to guarantee the accessibility of cash. That's the first and foremost thing. And central banks all around the world, especially in Europe, have been very strong into guaranteeing that to populations. I think the viewpoint of, I think Europe is still a decently high cash, especially like that Central Europe, there's still very high cash usage. So European Central Bank have said, we guarantee the future of cash. We provide cash for as long as people need it. But that's been a common theme across ECB, the Bank of England, Reserve Bank of Australia, Reserve Bank of New Zealand. They're saying, we'll continue to provide cash for as long as people need it. So in the end, the use of cash is going to be demand driven. And at the moment, it's about nearly less than 20% of all transactions is now cash. Most of it is all, other formats, you're paying, bank transfer straight away on your phone, apps, the new payments platform with Osco and being able to transfer money immediately is seamless. Apple Pay has been Apple Pay, Samsung Pay, whatever Pay, your Android Pay has also made it seamless in that. The problem is what we're seeing here is that I think part of it's byproduct of COVID, and we've seen this rises in conspiracy theories and stuff. And a lot of people saying, government's here to control our money and this and digital currencies and stuff. All Reserve Bank, central banks are investigating the possibility of digital currency. No one's been more advanced in it than China. But China is not Australia. It's not a same societal shape, structure, surveillance, and all that kind of thing. It's more so, how can we improve the transactional payments of our system by reducing the transactional costs as much as possible? Because the problem that we see with digital payments right now is the transactional cost is still high. And you're getting charged 1-2% on every transaction on top of that. And some people, and I think if you're looking from an economist perspective, it's like that 1%, 2% transaction fee that's being charged to the merchant, is that the trade-off for you having to collect cash, security, going to the bank every day, depositing that? And so is that balancing the trade-off is, let's say you're taking $10,000 a day, that's $200 that's going to be taken away from fees. Is that $200 that you earn in a day, is that worth it for my time that I'm not going to count the money up, going to the bank and deposit it? So it's going to be a case-by-case basis. That said, cash needs to exist in order to be its sort of base system. If technology fails, internet downturn. Like, I went to a bakery the other day and the internet was out, so they can't use the FPOS machine.
Yeah, the FPOS goes down.
Yeah.
And you've seen it with Coles and Woolies, and it's bedlam. It's just
exactly
chaos.
And I probably use card 80% of the time. Because I want to earn those Qantas freaking flyer points, I can't travel without it.
Gamification is everything.
That's it. I know gamification. That's it.
Yeah.
And so, and it's also partly is I want my money to work for me. I don't want to spend money off my debit card without earning some sort of reward from it. Yeah, it might mean there's data that's involved in that. People know companies know what your spending habits are and whatever. I think if people say we want privacy, you're fooling yourself because your phone's already tracking you, your internet browser history is already tracking you. And it's like, it's not saying that you should accept it, but it's also be cognizant of the environment that you're in with that. But cash needs to still be around because one, it needs to be a contingency system. Two, it needs to be an accessibility point of view that you've got low income earners and older people are the most likely to use cash still, right? Because cash also has a psychological effect when it comes to budgeting. So we've seen these envelope stuffers and all those kinds of things where people are now putting money into envelopes because for them, that's their budgeting method. That's work. However, what I see in the future is that the role of cash will change from a transactional tool to a store of wealth instead. So people will store cash like 50s and 100s, like they would store gold. Would they store any other forms of things that are wealth-bearing kind of assets in that respect? So we see 50s and 100s, they are being demanded more than possible. Pre-COVID, we had $74 billion of banknotes in circulation. Now it's $99 billion in circulation. So you've had cash usage plummet since COVID from about 25 to about less than 20%. However, cash in circulation has increased by 25%. Even though it's gone down $1 billion in the last year, it's still up 25% from pre-COVID. And this is because people still value cash, people still hoard cash. And most of the cash that's in circulation are 50s and 100s. And where are those 50s and 100s being stored? They're being stored under mattresses, in cupboards and shoe boxes and whatnot. And even if people will say black market probably only makes about 6% of all banknotes in circulation that are trying to be accounted for. So cash still has its role, but governments need to be proactive in telling people cash will still be there as long as you need it. And so it comes down to us as a consumer, us as a user, the person who's facilitating a transaction, shall we use cash? And then if we demand more cash, then shops will be more accepting of using cash again because they have no choice. It's like, so my parents ran a Malaysian restaurant for 16 years. They took them forever to embrace FPOS. They didn't use FPOS until probably, well, they closed last year, 2022. They didn't start using FPOS until 2017, right? Because people come in restaurants saying, oh, can I use my card? So no, you got cash on, there's an ATM across the road. But when the bank across the road closes down and you can't use the ATM anymore, then you're forced as a person to say, oh no, we can take card. But then it's gone the other way where people saying, oh, we don't want to hold cash anymore. Can you just pay by card? And the laws in Australia state that if you state the form of payment at the point of service, then it's fine on them to not be able to accept cash as a form of payment.